first off, I don't know how I came across this story. I was just going around and it just kind of like popped up on my page. No one tagged me in it. No one sent me an email about it. It just kind of popped up. And by the time I get to probably even within the first 2 minutes of this story, y'all gonna want to jump through the screen, find this guy, and beat the shit out of him. Because I almost want to. Actually, I take that back. I want to. That's how bad this story was, just on the title alone. In this image, you see the picture of what has to be no more than something that came straight out of hell, by the name of Jerry Lee Curry. This man is facing 9 felony counts on numerous charges. This man kidnapped, chained up, and abused physically and mentally, and most likely verbally, his twin daughters for 10 years. They're 20 years old now, so that means since they were 10 years old. And that's not even the worst part of what he did. He got one of his twin daughters pregnant twice. You heard that correctly. One of his twin daughters that he raped got pregnant twice. This man committed incest on his own daughters. Now, we know that when it comes to certain stories, and I always bring up incest and things of that nature, it's mostly white people that do it. He falls into that rare category of the black person that does it. This man is absolutely sick. And I'm only about, like I told you, I'm about 2 minutes in and already you're probably ready to knock this guy the fuck out. And you know what? I wouldn't even be upset. That's just me giving you a summary of the story, because I'm about to read the article, because now it's about to really get downright disturbing and hideous. A Minnesota man has been arrested on 9 felony charges after raping, beating, and holding his twin daughters captive for 10 years. One of the sisters was impregnated twice before he was detained. Jerry Lee Curry, age 51, was arrested Wednesday and was charged with stalking, assault, criminal sexual conduct, criminal abuse, child endangerment, and other felonies. Curry was captured after one of the twins escaped in May. So that means they escaped one of them escaped when they were 19, had to be. The twins, whose name have been kept anonymous, are both intellectually disabled and are considered to be in their 20s now. Their injuries, okay, I had got it wrong. It says they're in their 20s now. So that means they could have been at any age between that time. It doesn't specify the exact age, so they could have been in their teens. Their injuries, which they received over the last decade, are clinically diagnostic of torture. One of the sisters, identified as victim A in court documents, was beaten so badly that her left ear was largely detached from her face. The chains that held her captive were so tight she almost lost both of her legs due to gangrene. She was also blinded in one eye after Curry stomped on her head. Victim A told officials the abuse started when her parents found out she and her sister were sexually active. The girls were then chained to keep them from having any interaction with men. Curry also felt the girls were eating too much, so he began limiting their meals. Victim B also says she was routinely raped by Curry and impregnated twice. I don't ever remember having enough food. He forced me to have sex and has done this to me every day since I was in my early teens or so. He did this to my twin sister also. In the home with the twins was their 10-year-old sister, who told authorities Curry once struck her in the head with a golf club and made her hit her twin sisters with a stick. The 10-year-old was not chained up because she was too young, according to one of the twins. Damn, so if she was old enough, he would have chained her up too. Victim B said both of her parents used the twins' disability payments to buy drugs and alcohol. Well, I need to know who this mother is. Because they said both their parents, so where's the mother? Because she's just as bad as he is. In May 2017, Victim A escaped to a Salvation Army shelter and all 3 children were removed from the home. It feels so good today to not be chained to the bed, she said after her escape. Curry, who wasn't taken into custody until Wednesday, is being held on a $750,000 bail. I don't know why this guy has a fucking bail. He deserves to be in the ground. He doesn't belong behind bars. He belongs in the ground. I'm going to say that right now. His partner, Sheila Michelle Wilson, was also charged with neglect. It is unclear if she is the mother of the twins, although public records show her listed under the same Minneapolis address as Curry. This is probably one of the sickest stories I have ever read in probably 5 minutes or less. This guy right now probably has the title, well deserving, of worst parent ever. Now, I recently did a story where you had this white family out in California who basically chained up their entire family to a bed or whatever it was, and kept them captive for just a few months. Or was it a few weeks or to a few months? This guy had his twin daughters chained to a bed for a decade, raped them repeatedly, and got one of them pregnant not once but 2 times, beat them mercifully, made her ear get detached from her face, and got gangrene and almost lost both of her legs. He's almost like the male version of Monique's character in Precious. Except this is real life. It's not scripted. It's not filmed and put on display for the world to see as a motion picture or a form of so-called entertainment. This guy deserves nothing more than death. They need to hit him with the goddamn death penalty. I don't know what the laws are in Minnesota as far as that is concerned, but he deserves nothing less than that. And his partner in crime, whoever she is, something needs to happen to her as well. I was not expecting to come across this story. Like I said, it just popped up. I was looking at something. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I was on BET. There, I said it. I was on BET's website, just going around, just seeing if it was anything I could find to talk about. And boom, that story popped right on up. It literally popped up on my screen. Like, this is a sick ass man. You know, I can't even call him a man. He's not a man. He's not even human. From my point of view, he's not. I don't think I have anything else to say. I hope those girls, those women, they get the help that they need, because they are going to have a lifetime worth of therapy. And I wonder, one of the twins, I wonder with the 2 kids, how is she doing with that? Because those kids, they're gonna have problems, because that's the bloodline. The blood is too close. That is supposed to be the granddad, who is really actually the dad. It's crazy. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. I can't say much more of this, because I can't even stand to look at this thing's face.